Hey John, Cassidy Hill, Gator Country. A lot's already been made about your decision to come back, but can you just take us a little bit deeper into what all went into that, especially when you had a pretty good idea that your name would have been called?
I just had higher expectations for myself. I'm great didn't come back exactly where I wanted to come. I knew I had areas I could improve, and hopefully I can show that and I can get drafted where I want to be. My family's not in a real bad situation where I had to go get money right away, so I didn't have to factor that in. They were just on my side, whichever decision I made, and I felt like it was best for me to come back one more year.
When you come back from something like that, you're a veteran player, you're automatically assumed to be a leader. Is that something you were comfortable with, or has McElwain asked you to do that, or just kind of stayed back and let you take it on?
You have to play well to even be in that situation. So, I think it's an achievement for Florida to ask me to come here to a place like this or be the leader of a defensive front. I just embraced it, made it the best out of it. I had great leaders before me, from Sharif Dees to Dante Fowler. So I've learned how they did it. They don't always do it by talking. It's how hard you practice and the way the guys around you see how hard you work and they follow along. So I've embraced it. I've enjoyed it actually.
Hey, Steve Nissen with WEAR Pensacola. How much work is the team having to do in terms of restoring confidence in winning, and how do you feel like that's coming along?
As far as the defense, not really much. We're confident in what we do. Offensive-wise, they're still striving to be good. They practice hard every day. They do the workouts hard every day. We got a good competition going at quarterback position. We got some new guys that stepped in, and hopefully they can help us on both sides of the ball achieve a little bit more than we did last year. So we're just going, head first, practicing hard, trying to be the best we can be.
Has it been tough dealing with the losing part that's not been a tradition of Florida? I'm sure. How tough has that been to deal with that part?
I mean, it's tough. It's always tough doing anything. Us being football players, we naturally, become so competitive in anything we do. And to lose, it ain't easy. So sometimes, you might do or say something out of character, but you realize, the offensive side of the ball, they're out there every day practicing just as hard as we are. They don't line up saying that they want to do bad, or they don't want to play the word. So, we just got to encourage them, let them, get their confidence up also.
When a new coaching staff comes in and preaches, a new day, a new team, do you have the opportunity to sit down with the offensive players and kind of discuss the past couple of years, especially since so many times they said, we know the defensive guys will never say it, but we're holding them back. I mean, can you talk about that now?
Not really. You don't really sit down and talk to them about that. They're trying hard as they can. Sometimes they're not put in the right situation. Sometimes they are. They just don't, achieve the goal. So, we just trying to let that go. It's a new era, as they say. Coach McElwain's changing some stuff up, so hopefully it works for the best. And, we're just trying to forget the past and have a good year this year.
As someone who's gone up against them in practice for a while now, what are some of the differences between Will and Treon?
Say that, I'm sorry?
What are some of the differences between Will and Treon?
As far as Will, you probably know he's going to try to stay in the pocket a little more. Treon's more of in any type of trouble, he's going to take off, so you got to be willing make sure you keep him contained in the pocket. They both throw it pretty good. We'll probably throw a little farther. But, they're both competing hard. They're both trying to step up and be the leaders and take the grasp of the offense.
Seth Lewis, WERZ in Baton Rouge. What would you say has been the biggest difference in the room in practice since Coach McElwain has taken over?
Probably the tempo. We do a lot of everything is basically two-spot now. So we get a lot of more reps. We used to do two-spot, but we didn't do it as fast. Now everything's kind of like fast. So the tempo probably is just the biggest difference in the two spots.
What would you say is workouts tougher, much champ or not?
Workouts, as far as like the spring and summer conditions, probably I would say Muschamp was harder, but McElwain's, the things we do with the strength coaches and stuff is more football related. So it's not always the toughest, but you see how it relates to football.
With Coach McElwain coming in, how fast do you guys think you can turn it around from the way that the season ended last year to being back atop the SEC East and the SEC?
For me, I want to say this year. I mean, this is my last go around. So I don't got time for everybody to say, well, you know, it's going to take him 2 years or 3 years to get the players in he need, the schemes. I'm not for that. I got 1 year, so I hopefully right now, right away.
And also, last year playing against LSU, and for one, in that game, how close did you guys feel like you were to victory? And then for two, how eager are you to go down to Baton Rouge this year and play in Tiger Stadium?
We definitely was confident in that game. There's no reason we should have lost that game. You know, we had a few busts at the end of the game that we haven't busted all game. You know, and it's just, you know, we just got to make the big plays in the right situations. We got to finish. And we just didn't finish that game. You know, even from the defensive side, you know, that's where the bust comes from. And, you know, we're eager just to come out and get a new taste in our mouth, period, against every team. You know, try to go out with a winning season and hopefully compete.
What's the toughest place to play in the SEC? What stadium?
The Swamp.
Other than there?
I don't know, man. They all got good environments. The SEC's football. They always, you know, loud. Tennessee was probably the loudest. I don't know if I would say the toughest to play, but they were the loudest.
Kind of piggybacking off that, you seem like a pretty soft-spoken guy, but when you're down there in the trenches, I mean, who's the worst trash talker?
On the D-line?
Just against you, that you might play against, or that's on Florida? Or?
Definitely. That I've ever played with, no question, hands down, Dominic Easley was by far the most trash talker. You know, but it was, you know, he backed it up so he could do that.
And what about maybe that you would play against?
Played against probably Collins from LSU last year. You know, he talked a lot.
There's a lot of trash talking and predictions, I guess you would say, that get said this week. Do you listen to that and remember it later on down in the season?
I try not to get into all that because every game is important. We want to win all of them. And at the end of the day, when the ball plays, both sides are going to talk jump, no matter who we're playing, from Vanderbilt to LSU, Alabama. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you got to go out and do it, then talk. You can't talk. I mean, not really doing much.
Speaking of Easley's gone, Fowler's gone. Who's going to pick up the dancing on the line this year?
Well, not me. That ain't my cup of tea. I don't know. Maybe Caleb. Caleb likes to dance. McAllister, maybe. Brian Cox. They all into that. I'm really a big celebrator.
I'm Brian Chapel from Denver. When you look at last year, you know, 4 of those losses just by a few points, 5 points or less. Do you think overall, when you reflect back on last season, do you feel like you're a much better team than the record indicates?
Yeah, definitely. As you said, it's just the little plays and it's just finishing. And that's something we didn't do. We was always in the game most of the time. We just didn't come out at the end because we didn't do the little things that mattered. So I mean, we could have been really good. I mean, just 2 or 3 different plays in each game. You know, it could be a whole totally different situation.
Under Muschamp, the defense was very strong, and as a defensive guy, how tough is it to lose him, not just as a head coach, but as a defensive coach?
I mean, it was pretty tough because the bond we had and then also how good it was. But I think Coach Mack hired a great guy, Coach Collins. You know, we didn't really change a lot, so it ain't like we're going to be out there, you know, not on the same page. You know, so a few different tweaks in the blitzes or the terminology, but overall it's about the same.
I mean, yeah, so. Collins actually talked about not changing that terminology just to make it easier. When having experienced coaching changes, is that uncommon?
I mean, I've never really had we had a coordinator change on defense was when Quinn and 2013, but that was no change. I mean, we ran the exact same thing. So I don't really know, but I mean, if it ain't fixed, don't try to. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it.
How do you think Quinn will do in Atlanta this year?
I think it'll be good. I know the defense is going to be good for sure. Hopefully he hired the right guy on the offensive side, but he'll get things right.
Any more questions?
Talking about the defense, you do have a lot of guys back as well, and you said things are going to stay similar. What do you see as the next step for this defense this year? What kind of signs are you seeing that at what level you guys can take it to defensively?
I think it's the finishing. We always do a good job in getting off the field on third downs. We want to be better in that aspect of it. We're just working on the little things. Because I think overall we're not going to take no steps back. Losing Dante was huge, but as a collective group, we have to come together. Everybody make up for the plays that he would make. So I don't think it's a big.
If things go as planned and they do start moving you around more in and out, would the ideal situation be maybe you on one out and Alex on the other side?
On the outside?
Yeah.
It possibly. Third down, I would like them to move me inside and maybe throw a quicker, more pass rusher guy out there. Maybe. But either way it goes, we're gonna have guys on the edge who can do it, who can get the job done. If it's with power or me, which I'm a power guy, or quick and long, like what Calvin's do. And hopefully these young guys can come in and make an impact. Also rushing off the edge.
With so much focus on Fowler the past couple of years, McAllister's kind of flown under the radar, but how just crucial is he?
He got a big advantage because of how tall and how long he is. He can lock those arms out, and the offensive lineman can't touch him. So he just gets around the edge, which is huge in pass rushing. So I think he's going to excel.
Who's the one player you're talking about after the 2015 season on your team that we're not talking about now?
I said Caleb Brandon, I believe. I think he came in with high expectations, thinking that he was the guy ready to play right away, which it was kind of hard coming in. He's a 4 or 5 star guy in the Under Armour game and everything with a lot of hype, and then you come in from being the guy to not playing on scout team. He kind of took that hard. He wasn't a real hard practicer, but recently something's switched on for him. He's doing real good. He's working hard. He got great talent. He's big, he's quick, he got a good first step. So I think as long as he keeps going, having the attitude that he has right now, he's going to have a good year.
Is there a freshman that's impressed you in the spring?
I ain't seen enough of him yet.